What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Cam Spooky Corner. Today I'm going to be showing you all the best unique loops on the map Nostromo Wreckage and how to properly run them. If you like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My website with all of my social links will be in the description below. I stream on Twitch Monday through Friday. Please feel free to follow me there and come say hello when I'm live, and let me know if these videos have made you a better looper. When it comes to the map Nostromo Wreckage, I'm going to show you all the best and unique loops pertaining to this map in particular, and we're going to start with the main building first. The biggest thing I want to teach you all about the main building is how to properly use these traps right here. When you run through it, anybody, survivor or killer caught behind it when the smoke goes off is going to suffer a 50% movement speed penalty, and located right next to the traps, you're going to see switches like this. This is how you reset that frost trap right there. And having these traps active are basically the equivalent of a pallet and are very unique to this map and very good for chaining this loop together. When it comes to looping the main area back here, you're usually going to have a trap accompanied by a pallet, accompanied by typically another trap or a pallet on this side over here. The RNG in it can change, but you definitely want to get a good layout of what it is before you start your match. It's pretty simple to loop the backside of the main building right here. You're just going to work on the pallets, greed or not greed depending on your distance. Run through these traps right here to get the killer to slow down. Good way of breaking line of sight is just hugging this little structure right here. Feel free to mix it up too and go the other direction. There's a window in the backside of the main building. I don't really recommend playing off of it. And over here we have another frost trap. You're basically building as much time as possible by looping this entire structure before you have to work this window right here. Here's a custom chase example of what it can look like in your game. I'm going to choose to greed through this pallet right here. I'm also going to delay this entry point so that way the killer is forced to go through that frost trap. Look at how much it has slowed him down. It's going to allow me to make it to this pallet right here. I am going to pre-drop this for distance, and if the killer chose not to break that, it would be super easy for me to go all the way around and volt it again. Now I'm going to chain it to this last trap over here, but to get maximum distance, I'm going to go around the side of the main building. And now the timing should work out perfectly where I don't have to awkwardly hesitate. And now the killer can get slowed through the trap, and now I can chain it to that window right there for continued looping. When it comes to this bench area right here, the proper way to play this pallet is to treat it like a god pallet. I can't even begin to tell you all how much value I've got off of greeting that pallet in general. It is a great way to waste killer time. A lot of killers struggle hugging the structure right here. Just be careful when it comes to projectiles. This area right here is kind of hard for projectile killers, but along the sides is what you really mainly want to watch out for. And if you want, while you're looping this structure right here, you can mix it up on the killer and go around this little metal piece right here. But once you drop this pallet right here, it's very easy for the killer to 50-50 hit you just doing this. So if the killer respects it, just keep going around and volt to it. But if they decide to break it, leave the loop entirely and go to a different area. Here's just a little bit of a custom chase example of what I'm talking about with this loop. I see the trappers committing behind me right here. Now I want to try to mix it up on him because he is getting a little bit closer. Do a little bit of a pallet fake right there to get him to take the bait. Now we're going to go around. I'm not going to drop it. I'm going to get one more lap around it entirely. And just to keep the lesson flowing, I am going to pre-drop this for distance. Let's react to what he does. He decides to go around. If a killer ever does this, it's so easy for you just to chain loop off of this before you have to go to the back area. When it comes to the side of this main building, this window right here can provide you so much value. The way you want to start this loop ideally, especially if this pallet's still up, is you want to run through this main area. Make sure you keep the killer coming behind you and following your path. Hug inside right here and fast volt this window. Start reacting to what the killer's going to do. They're either going to volt behind you, drop down over here, or go down this ramp and drop right here. For these two options, if they decide to volt the window or come down right here, you should hug this wall tight and start immediately running back to the window. By doing this, you're breaking line of sight. It's a good way to lose chase, and it's also going to help you get back to this window as soon as possible to keep the loop going. Keep hugging around the side, make sure the killer's committing behind you, and volt again. Now, if the killer decides to come down that way, you have two options. You can either chain to whatever nearby tile is over here if you want to work that, or ideally you want to come up this ramp right here. You want to go around this side of this main building structure, and now we've managed to work it back to this amazing window right here. Here's the custom chase example. I'm going to volt the window. Let's see what Trapper wants to do. Looks like he's going to commit and go all the way behind us. We're going to hold forward here, and we're going to chain this all the way back up to the main building. A little bit of a shortcut right there, trying to keep it tight around that structure. Let's go around to this side of the main part right here. I see the trapper is gaining on us, but we still have time to make it to the window. This time right here, it looks like he's going to vault behind. If you decide to chain to a nearby tile, just know what you're getting into when you do it. But this is a great way to chain that window back and waste a lot of killer time by utilizing all your resources available. When it comes to the small ship right here, located in the back corner of the map, there is value to be gained out of it, but probably not the way that you think. A lot of times when I see people playing this palette from killer or survivor perspective, they kind of want to just loop around this right here. It's a very unsafe palette, and once you drop it, it's super easy to get hit by the killer. But ideally, what you want to do instead is this right here. Before you use this palette, you want to split the ship in half, looping around the long side of the ship, whether it's the front or the back. I think the front's a little bit safer though for pathing. It's a great way to break line of sight with the killer and waste killer time, and then I can mix it up on them, force them to mind game at this palette. I can loop back around this way over here. I can loop the back of the ship, and I can also chain it to nearby resources. A good out would be that window right there. Or if you're exiting from the front, vaulting that window, especially if you have a perk like Lithe, will definitely help you get to another tile nearby right there. Here's the custom chase example right here and what it could look like for you in your game. Trapper's committing behind me. I see the red stain right over there. Now, what I want to do is I want to force a bit of a mind game right here at this pallet. So I'm going to run through it. I'm going to act like I'm going to drop it to get him to hesitate. Looks like we don't have enough time to make it around, so we're going to go ahead and work off this pallet right here. After securing the pallet, son, we're going to gain some distance. Make sure he's committing behind me, and he is. And now we're going to chain it into a nearby resource while I use all my windows and pallets that I have for distance to continue looping and wasting killer time right here. The last unique structure I want to show you all is the middle of the map when it comes to this. You'll usually get a pallet to spawn either right here on this structure or right here. The way you want to loop these is you want to greed them as much as possible. Pretty easy to keep line of sight with the killer, relatively safe overall. Once you drop it, it does become a little bit unsafe depending if the killer plays the short side. So just know when you drop the pallet, you want to try to go for a stunning at distance. Also, over here is a bit of a 4-lane gen, but it is unique in its structure to Nostromo. You have lane 1, lane 2, and then you also have this lane over here. And the way you want to loop this is you want to definitely get as much value out of this pallet as possible. Keep your camera behind you and chase until you inevitably have to drop this. If you're working this direction right here, you can even chain it into this window, and you can force the killer into a situation to follow behind you and continue to chain off of this pallet. And then you work whatever pallets right here in the middle. Here's a custom chase example of how I like to work the middle of this map. Right now, I'm just gonna kind of greed this pallet as much as possible. Killer slightly hesitates for the respect there. I do fully plan on dropping it on this one. The killer is deciding to break, so with that, let's go ahead and work this pallet now. This isn't the optimal angle that I want, but I still do have distance right here to get a greed. Killer hesitates behind us. Let's go ahead and drop the pallet on this pass right here. And now I have options. I can either work around and try to work that window, or I could just chain it to a nearby tile, whether it's main building, over there. Plenty of options for this unique map right here. As always, YouTube, I hope you all enjoyed the video. As always, if you like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you all when I'm live on Twitch Monday through Friday. Come say hello to the community and come talk all things looping with me. See you there.